Welcome back. In the last video, we downloaded our demo Food Vision Mini app to our local machine, and I've currently got mine in my downloads folder. See there, we've got it here. I've also got this other one because we downloaded it using two methods. One, the manual button clicking way, download from Colab, and this using code. Now, it might be slightly different if you're running this locally, but we're focused on Google Colab for now. Now, what would happen if you wanted to running our Gradio demo app locally? So you might want to test the app out locally before you upload it to Hugging Face Spaces. And you can do that. I've got some steps here prepared for you. We're going to focus on deploying to Hugging Face Spaces, but I've created these steps from running it locally on my Mac. Now, this may not work if you're on Windows. So if you have any suggestions, so running the app locally, if these steps don't work for you on Windows, please let me know through the GitHub discussions. You might have some steps that people can go through. And if you do have some steps like this, I'd love to link them and share them with others. So with that being said, let's now start to move towards 9.3, and that is uploading our Food Vision Mini Gradio demo to Hugging Face Spaces. Now, there's going to be a few steps involved in this, but there's nothing that we can't handle. So see the steps here. So I've already written these out, of course. So 9.3. We're just going to follow through these. So I'm going to get out of that. There we go. So step number 1 is sign up for a Hugging Face account. So I've already done that, of course. So if you want to, you can, I'm not gonna click sign out, but if you go to Hugging Face, create account, call it what you want. I've linked mine with my GitHub, so all of my code and machine learning code is kind of synced. And then next is start a new Hugging Face space by clicking new space, which is what I've already done here. This is create a new space, but you can go down here, new space name. So this is going to be on my profile, Mr. D. Burke, and you can call this whatever you want. For example, Food Vision Mini. I'm going to call mine Food Vision Mini _ so that you know that this space was created during the video. License-wise, there are many different options that we could choose. Because our code is going to be open source, I'm going to choose MIT. And if you want to look up MIT license, I spelled that wrong, you can go here. There's a whole bunch of different open source licenses you could use. I've just seen MIT used a lot, so I'm going to use it too. Select the SDK. We're using Gradio, of course, but you can use Streamlit if you want, or even static HTML. And I'm going to keep mine public and then go create space. Beautiful, look at that. Food Vision Mini video. And there's nothing here yet except, of course, a README. We can adjust this to what we want. So there we go, SDK version. It's going to launch from app.py. The color we can adjust. Emoji. Fire is a pretty good emoji. And so if we go back to here, where's our app? We got a few options here. So it's saying that it's looking for an application file. And by default here, it's looking for app.py. Well, luckily, we've prepared an app.py earlier. So we've got app.py. Now, if we wanted to, we could upload this manually by going upload a file. Then we could click to drag and drop. So if I go to my downloads folder, Food Vision Mini, app.py, I could upload that manually, app.py, but I'm going to do this programmatically. So we're going to copy this. And again, all of these steps here, where are we up to? Select Gradio, click create space, clone the repo locally by running something like this. So yours might be a little bit different. I'm just going to move this over to here, move this over to here, get rid of that, get rid of that. This is what we're working towards. Food Vision Mini. That's a demo. There we go, all cleaned up. So clone it. Yours might look a little bit different to mine. I've called it Mr. D. Burke Food Vision Mini Video. Yours will be whatever it is, whatever you've called it. I'm going to come into terminal. Now, again, these are steps that are working on my Mac. You might have different steps if you're on Windows, and if you do, please let me know in the discussions. So I'm going to make a directory, mkdir make directory demos underscore video. So this is going to house my demos from the video. So I'm going to change into that directory, ls. There's nothing in here, but now I'm going to go git clone. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to clone the repo that we just created from Hugging Face. So I've got this, git clone Hugging Face. Wonderful. There we go, ls, Food Vision Mini, cd, Food Vision Mini, video. ls, there's nothing in here except for a README file. Wonderful. So what do we need to do next? So let's come over here. Let's say we've cloned the repo locally by something like that. We've done that. We could also upload the files manually by the Files and Versions tab. We've seen that. Number 9, copy/move the contents of the downloaded Food Vision Mini folder into the cloned repo folder. So this is where we're going to need to get the files from Food Vision Mini into our Food Vision Mini video demo file. So let's check ls downloads. There we go. So if I go, I might make this a bit bigger. So what I'm trying to do is copy these files into Food Vision Mini video. And you could do this by drag and dropping them. I'm going to try and do it programmatically. So ls downloads Food Vision Mini. What do we get? Okay. So I want to copy everything that's in here. I'm going to copy this file path using cp, and star into this directory. Let's see what happens. It's not a directory. Oh, is a directory, sorry. So this is where we need to do cp tag R for recursive into the current directory. So this is what it stands for. I'm in this Food Vision Mini video demo directory, copy, recursive, everything in downloads Food Vision Mini, recursively with a star into dot stands for current directory into here. Let's run that. ls, what do I have? Oh, look at that. Beautiful. So I have these files here. That's exactly what I want. I want to now upload everything that's in here to Hugging Face. And so if I do git remote v, which is going to tell me what my remote origin is. Again, if you're not sure too much about Git, I've linked adequate resources to learn a bit more about it. But this is just saying that the remote repository that's stored on the cloud, huggingface.co/spaces, is this. So if I push files to there, they should appear here. They're not there yet, of course, because we haven't added them. But let's go back. What have we done so far? So copy, move the contents of the downloaded Food Vision Mini folder to the cloned folder. Yes, we've done that. Now, here's where git LFS comes in. To upload and track larger files, e.g. files over 10 megabytes in our case, which is our PyTorch model file, we need to install git LFS. So I've already installed this, but if you don't have it yet, you can run git LFS install. And then we can use git LFS, git large file storage, to track our large files. And git add.git attributes, which of course was already created by Hugging Face. There we go. So these are all typically larger files that you'll find with creating demo apps. So there's pytorch.pth or .pt. And there's Pickle, which is another common Python file storage format. There's ONNX, Open Neural Network Exchange. So let's go back to our app. What do we want to do? We want to install git LFS. This is, again, step 10. So if we come back to terminal, git LFS installed. I've already installed it. So that's why I don't need to do it. And again, if you don't have it, if you can't run this command, you might have to install it like here. Brew install git LFS. And so now what we want to do is git LFS track our big files. So in our case, in the Food Vision Mini directory, track the files over 10 megabytes with git LFS. So we can do that git LFS track.file extension. And in our case, we want to track our fnet-b2 PyTorch model file with git lfs track and then its file name. So let's bring that down into here. Boom. So now we're tracking our big file, our big model file with git large file storage. Recall that git is a file. It's going to track the changes in your files. So let's go git lfs track. We're also going to track .pth just to be safe, but it's going to say, oh, or actually we want star.pth. So anything ending in pth. But yeah, it's going to say it's already supported. And what does it also say? Make sure your git attributes is tracked. Well, we're going to do that as well. We'll come back here. Tracked, we'll clear that. What do we have to do next? We've just done that step. Finally, we want to add the rest of the Food Vision Mini app files and commit them with git add star. Star means track everything. So git add everything to the git commit history. Git add star. Then we can go git status. What do we get? Look at all that. Beautiful. So we have a whole bunch of files here ready to be committed. So what we can do next is git commit with a message using the message tag. Let's go git commit message, and a common first thing to put is initial commit. Wonderful. Look at that. Oh my gosh. We're one more command off deploying our app. So now we can upload or push the files to Hugging Face. So if we've done everything correctly, if we press or enter the command git push, they should all upload to here. Let's see it in action, hey? Git push. We'll let this run. There we go. So it's uploading LFS objects, so the large file system objects or large file storage. So this may take a little while depending on your internet connection because our model file is 29 or 30 or thereabouts megabytes. So it's going to slowly upload here. I'm going to fast forward the video and I'll come back once this is finished uploading. If anything errors, I'll let you know. There we go. So that took about 2 or 3 minutes on my machine. So it looks like everything has been added correctly to Hugging Face Spaces. Mr. D. Burke Food Vision Mini video. Wonderful. So let's see what happens here if we refresh. Oh, building. Look at that. All of our files are here. This is so exciting. So once this building has finished, our Food Vision Mini app should be deployed on Hugging Face Spaces. And of course, we can see the logs. This is what's happening behind the scenes. Hugging Face is installing all of the dependencies. There we go. Successfully built all these things. Torch Vision, Matplotlib, all those dependencies that our app needs. Gradio as well. Now if we come back here, you may see this may look different in the future as Hugging Face update what they offer. There we go. Oh, what's going on? Let's refresh. Do we have running? Not just yet. Okay, I'm going to leave this video on a cliffhanger and it's going to be building, and in the next video it might be finished. It may take a couple of minutes. If anything goes wrong, I'll let you know, but I'll see you in the next video. We may have Food Vision Mini video deployed and ready to go.